Alrighty guys, I got some pretty crazy news for you guys here, and that news is that Titans wide receiver A.J. Brown has just underwent surgery on both of his knees. And why this is important is not because he just got surgery on his knees after the season, but the fact that the man should have not played since week 2. The man only missed 2 games en route to playing a really good season, much better than other wide receivers that started in all 16 games. AJ Brown has a very bright future ahead of him that we're probably all excited to witness. But what does this surgery mean for him? First, I'd like to acknowledge that the majority of the people who watch our videos aren't subscribed to the channel. Help us out by subscribing and joining us on our way to 100K because it's coming fast, and you don't want to miss your opportunity to enlist in the J&D Army. AJ Brown hopped on Instagram Live tonight from his hospital bed. Yes, his hospital bed. Brown underwent surgery on both of his knees, a problem that he dealt with during the 2020 season. Everyone knew that he was having issues with his knees, but the severity and the surgery took Twitter by shock. NFL Network's Mike Garafolo confirmed the surgery and said it was a cleanup procedure. On his live, Brown added context to just how bad the injury was, saying,
"They told me I was done for the year, like in week 2. Told me I was done for the year in like week 2, right? I played all year. I ended up making a Pro Bowl. Didn't know how I was going to do it. I did it."
Linebacker Will Compton only added to Brown's insanity on Twitter when he gave more insight to the severity of this injury, saying he would do walkthroughs in a wheelchair. His knees were so bad, at one point they talked about pulling the plug. Brown shockingly was able to play through the injury though. He suffered a bone bruise in week 1 that caused him to sit out 2 games, but he managed to play in the other 14. I'm not entirely sure what is more impressive when it comes to his season, the fact that he continued to play or the fact that he was still fantastic. Brown caught 70 passes for 1,075 yards and 11 touchdowns en route to being named to his very first Pro Bowl. He even played in the Tennessee Titans wildcard round matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. Brown recorded 83 yards and a score on 6 passes in the loss. It sounds like he was immediately ready to have surgery done in the coming days right after the Titans were eliminated. AJ Brown has a very long career ahead of him. Brown has only played in 2 seasons now in the league, and he's already a fan favorite, and for good reason. He has gone for over 1,000 yards in both years and was the only rookie to attain the feat last season. Brown came in and immediately made an impact for the Titans, catching 52 passes for 1,051 yards and 8 touchdowns. The impact he's had in Tennessee can't be understated. Brown started his rookie season with Marcus Mariota at quarterback, but after Mariota had a tough start, Mike Vrabel decided that enough was enough. Vrabel wanted to take a look at the player they signed in the offseason, Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill went on to be named Comeback Player of the Year after essentially reviving his career with the help of his new #1 wide receiver in Brown. Add that tandem to an absolute unit that is Derrick Henry, and you have a very promising offense on a good team. Of course, the Titans managed to go on a crazy postseason run after taking down the best team in the regular season, the Ravens, in the divisional round. Tennessee then went all the way to the AFC Championship before finally blowing out to the eventual Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs. Now, there will probably be a decent amount of speculation and probably opinions on AJ Brown and his decision to continue to play through these knee injuries. Personally, the way I look at it is the same way I looked at Jalen Waddle playing in the national championship game. This is a guy that loves the game so much that he's willing to put his body in harm's way to succeed. And AJ Brown managed to be a very high-ranking receiver this year, despite all of these problems. There is no doubting that AJ Brown is an absolute stud, and if you don't think so already, you clearly haven't been watching the NFL. Now, I'm sure, like everyone at home, I'm wishing AJ Brown a very speedy recovery, but dang man, how do you still go for 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns with 2 non-working knees? It just absolutely blows my mind. AJ Brown will be a top receiver in the league for years to come. There is no doubt about that in my mind. I'm super excited to see what AJ Brown has to offer next season and see if he truly lives up to his statement of becoming the best wide receiver in the NFL. Thanks for watching. If you love J&D Productions, check out J&D Hoops, where we recently uploaded our first video. Go subscribe and hit that notification bell, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter for more J&D. We read all of our DMs and love hearing what you have to say.